what is the next ladder in the next frontier, and how are you trying to use the Dancing with the Stars opportunity to bring that all together?
I have a ring on my right hand, and it has a crescent moon and a star. And some people think, I didn't know that Buzz was Muslim or Islamic. Well, that's not it. It's symbolic of the past for me and the hope for the future with stars. And I wrote a science fiction story about travel between stars. But now I've walked on the moon and I'm dancing with the stars. So to me, that's the symbolism of this rather beautiful ring. Now, obviously, humankind is going to go to the stars, but not in the foreseeable future. Who's going to take the next step on the moon? Well, I really don't see why it should be at U.S. taxpayers' expense for it to be an American. We are clearly the most experienced people in lunar activities. We visited there 6 out of 7 times in the 60s and 70s. We plan to go back there, and we've looked at many things. So we should use that experience, but not our resources, and help the other nations, help China, India, and others after they have been invited to be involved in the space station. Then we can form some lunar development organization, and we should be leading that with our experience, and we can barter and trade off our contribution to other nations' contributions, and we should deliberately now set about with the resources that we have, make changes that might be necessary, and move toward what I think really is best considered a 2-phase program. The next 10 years, which takes us to the 50th anniversary of landing on the moon, to have a flexible program that technology preparation for permanence on Mars. And then the next 15 years, we visit near-Earth objects, fly by comets, but our big target is the moon of Mars. Not the moon of Earth, but the moon of Mars, Phobos. It's just had some wonderful pictures taken of this moon by the European Mars Express spacecraft, a robotic spacecraft in orbit around Mars. And then with the experience of Americans and mission controllers on the moon of Mars, controlling robots, assembling things on the surface between 2030 and 2035, then I think an American will descend a ladder and walk on the surface of Mars.
You know, the interesting thing when you say between 2030, 2030 is the last year that all the boomers will be turning 65. So it'll be a very mature audience that will be looking at that. Now, how are you using...
I'm going to be 100 then.
Well, good. I look forward to celebrating that with you. How are you using Dancing with the Stars, and this is a terrible pun, but as a launch pad to help the Share Space program?
Well, the way that I have been exposing myself at the prodding of my gorgeous wife Lois is to circulate with people, meaningful people in their organizations. So we do a lot of social activities, and I expand my involvement with other than fighter pilots. There are not very many in Beverly Hills, close to where I live. So I don't go out golfing with moguls of wealth around here. I concentrate on looking at the future of our space program and attending conferences. But I also write children's books. I updated my autobiography just recently. I wrote 2 science fiction stories, one of them about travel between the stars, and another about celebrity of sorts flying on board the space shuttle. I try and expand my horizons. That's why in the publicity for Magnificent Desolation, my autobiography, I chose to engage in a rap song written by my stepdaughter with the encouragement of Quincy Jones and Snoop Dogg and Quali as giving me some coaching instructions. But anyway, the rap song people, the hip-hop people, these are a segment of society. We're looking at how we can maybe alter the words legally of Fly Me to the Moon, which will be Fly Us to Red Mars. And so it was a natural consideration when somebody asked me, gee, would you participate in this very popular television series, this contest called Dancing with the Stars? And I thought, wow, that's really a challenge. But yeah, I need the vim and vigor and the vitality of mental challenges, of remembering steps that transition from one step into another. That goes with my mental multitasking to keep my mind very active. So it really fit in rather nicely, and I'm enjoying very much the exposure and the opportunity to take that public exposure and relate that into describing in general terms to an increased public aware of what I'm doing, describe the essential steps for U.S. continued leadership in space activities.
That's terrific.